Hey guys, today I'm making Peroschke, which is basically like a deep fried pierogi. It's a traditional Ukrainian food that my grandma makes for us around Christmas and Easter time. Here's how it's spelled, and here are our ingredients. We got flour, sugar, milk, whipping cream, butter, an onion, potatoes, dill, salt, and quick rise yeast, and lastly an egg. We begin by scalding 1 cup of milk. We let it bubble a little bit and wait for some steam, then we remove it from the heat. We then dump it in a bowl and mix it with a tablespoon of sugar, 1 beaten egg, 3.5 cups of flour, and a little bit of salt. We then take a 1/4 cup of warm water and mix it with a tablespoon of quick rise yeast. We want the yeast to mix in and dissolve in the warm water. We then add it to the rest of the mixture along with 2 teaspoons of melted butter. Then we just mix the mixture together and then knead the dough with our hands. Once we're done kneading the dough, we cover with some saran wrap and a towel, and we let it rise for an hour. While that's happening, we make our filling, which is basically just mashed potatoes. We gotta make sure the potatoes are nice and soft, perfect for mashing. That's why I'm stabbing them with a knife here, making sure they're soft. Once I mash them a bit, I add a little bit of butter, some sour cream, and a little bit of milk. This should be done by the time the dough is set for an hour and the dough is ready to be filled. I set out a placemat for the dough to be rolled on along with a little bit of flour so that it doesn't stick. Here I take out about a fist size of dough and just roll it out, make it nice and flat. Then I use this lid from an oil spray to make circles in the dough. I then separate the circles from the rest of the dough. I then try and stretch the circles out a little bit so that there's more room to put potatoes in. I then fold the circles in half, encasing the potatoes inside of them. I make sure to pinch on the edges so that no potatoes can leak out while they're in the oven. I then place the peroschke on a pan lined with some parchment paper and place it in the oven at 350 for 20 minutes. While those are in the oven, I make the sauce by first dicing up some onions very small. I then put a pan on the stove and add whipping cream to it. This should be done on medium heat. I add the diced onions to the whipping cream along with a little bit of dill and then stir till it becomes a little bit thick. By this time the peroschke should be done in the oven and can be added to any container along with the sauce, and then shaken to mix. And then you're all done. Not quite as good as my grandma's, but still pretty good.